Thanks for your time, folks. Joined by Counties Manukau cricket captain Sam Varcoe as we look forward to the final round of the Fergus Hickey Rosebowl, and Counties Manukau in a really good position heading into it. They kind of lead the points standings as it is. A couple of big games to go this weekend, however. You're taking on Bay of Plenty, Sam, who we thought at the start of the competition might be the team to beat. Do you still sort of see it that way as such, and has just form deserted them at key times this year?
They're still a really good region. I mean, they've got a great culture and really strong depth. So we never view them, regardless of which names may be missing, we never view them as an easy out. So I know they've got a lot of guys playing at the top first class level at the moment, which is probably a bit of a burn for us. But we're certainly not going into that game thinking it's not going to be anything except a really tough challenge.
Mate, the destiny is in your hands. The beauty of this situation is an outright win guarantees you the Fergus Hickey. A first innings result would go a long way to securing it and certainly give you a pretty good chance. How do you approach the game?
Ideally we get an outright, but those aren't too common. So for us, I think it's just about getting every point we can possibly get and trying to leave as little to fade as possible. But really it's another game. We want to approach it like it's just another Fergus Hickey game. We don't want to go in, too tense or too stressed about it, and hopefully just play a good brand of cricket and trust the result will come from there.
So just looking at those standings, I've got them written down here. Counties Manukau on 28 points, Waikato Valley on 25, shaping as the most likely team to threaten the chances. Hamilton on 20, and Bay of Plenty technically still a chance mathematically on 16. You'd think that other game, so that's Waikato Valley playing Hamilton. The winner of that, if there's an outright result, that sort of throws them right back into the frame as well. How strong is the Counties Manukau side? Because the last time we were out a couple of weeks ago, COVID had sort of run rampant. There were guys having to isolate or actually had COVID themselves. How's the team sort of shaping up for this week?
Yeah, I don't think we're fully finalised just yet, mainly around a few COVID uncertainties. But I guess the benefit of being sort of quite thin a few weeks ago is a lot of those usual players have bounced back from that isolation period and are available again. So we should field a pretty strong side, whether it's the perfect full strength squad or not. So it's still yet to be confirmed, but pretty confident that we've definitely got the players that we need.
I mean, that's been a bit of a hallmark of the season so far, the depth. There's players that weren't in but were on the outside sort of pushing their case with runs or wickets in club cricket. We saw that opportunity for a lot of those younger players, and they didn't look out of place against Northland, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. We've always had a young starting squad, and it's really cool to see not only some youth coming through like an Arian Deep who's come in and scored some runs for us, but also some older guys still really wanting to play like Shiny. They got 6 dismissals behind the stumps, so it's awesome to see. Yeah, not only that youth in depth, but also the older guys coming in and still being really keen to play for the region.
Mate, what would it mean to you to win the Fergus Hickey? To be captain of the side. When you sort of set out at the beginning of the season, how much of a target was that for your goals as such?
Oh, massive. I mean, I've said it a few times before. Like I had huge shoes to fill with what Luke had done with the captaincy. A Hawke Cup and Fergus Hickey, as well as some other trophies along the way. So, I mean, I'd love to win it. It's my favourite format. It's a great level of cricket. It's a great standard, and most years we're on the outside looking in. So for me to be able to be on firstly, just have a chance to win it on the last weekend is not something we take for granted, for sure. It'd be massive for the region. So,
yeah, absolutely, mate. We'll wish you the best of luck. Before we go, I'd be remiss of me not to mention the club situation. Obviously, you'll be focused very much on the Counties Manukau rep stuff, but your Karaka side up against Manukau City, placing the final up for grabs, and potentially, depending on how that result plays out, maybe both sides go through. How much attention do you pay on Cricket HQ and the live scores?
We'd be lying if we said we weren't refreshing it while the team was batting and we weren't doing anything. There's always a good spirit around the team of guys supporting their own club while playing for counties, but not getting anyone's face about it in the team. But yeah, I mean, again, that's another sort of competition that shaped up perfectly. There's still a lot of teams who can make that final. And even though we're sort of in the lead at the moment, we can still miss out entirely. So, yeah, super competitive, which is really cool to see for the region. But, yeah, we'll definitely be keeping a pretty strong eye on that result.
All right. Well, best of luck on both fronts, mate, with your club stuff and especially with the Fergus Hickey. It's fingers crossed you can get a good result this weekend and get that trophy. That'd be awesome.
Cheers.